Coach, in retrospect, after looking at the video and all that, how do you feel after game one?
I mean, I thought after looking at the video, we did some things well, and obviously the most obvious thing we did poorly was shoot the ball. And after watching the video, we still shot the ball poorly. I thought we defended some things well, especially considering we didn't have a lot of time to prepare for them. I guess we had plenty of time. We have a lot of information to prepare for. So I was happy with our defensive effort for the most part. I thought we did a decent job making adjustments. So now it's definitely a learning experience. We got some more things under our belt. We defended different things, and it's definitely something that'll help us move forward.
Coach, the most encouraging thing you saw Friday?
We executed offensively pretty well. I mean, we shot the ball 71 times, so I was happy with that. Now, we didn't turn it over a lot. We had some really silly turnovers. We were disappointed with the traveling violations. That's just poor footwork, which there's really no excuse for that. But I was happy with our execution overall offensively.
Are you at all concerned that your shooting percentage, even though you executed the offense, is very similar to what this team has gone through for 2 years?
I'm very concerned about the shooting percentage. We've been concerned about that since the day we started. And I said last week I thought we made improvements, but we weren't very good yet. And I think we proved that we're not very good yet. Obviously we're going to try again today when we take the floor here in a little bit and continue to work on shooting. But that's an area that needs attention, and we're going to give it as much attention as we can.
Coach, first 2 games is almost like being thrown to the lions in your first go-around. You get Pitt and then you get BG, both, nationally ranked programs on the women's side. Do you feel that way, that it's trial by fire because of the first two opponents?
Well, it is, and it's a great experience to learn from, because you get 2 programs that have had a lot of success over the years and will most likely have success again this year. And you get a chance to guard them, you get a chance to play against them offensively, and you get a realistic idea of where you are. You can't, you get a very real idea of how good you are offensively and how good you are defensively. And I think that's the biggest benefit of playing 2 really good teams right off the bat like we're doing.
Coach, you talk about BG, just what do they bring to the table and what's strengths, weaknesses, that good stuff?
They're just an incredibly well-rounded team. They're very well coached. And I think they get a lot of credit for their ball screen offense, but they score in transition. Their posts look to duck in. They shoot the ball well. They don't turn the ball over. They defend. They do everything well. And that's why I'm so excited to play them, because they're a team that does everything well. We're a team that's not doing a lot of things well right now. But we'll be able to play them, get it on tape, and evaluate where we are. And we're going to have 2 very good measuring sticks in Pitt and BG as to where we want to go and how we relate and how we compare to those sorts of teams.
Can you take those 2 game tapes, Coach, and say, look at what they're doing right, look at what they're doing, and say, let's try to duplicate this, or put this into our system to add success? Do you do that?
Yeah, I think we try to find out how teams score against us and how they're stopping us from scoring. And if those 2 things are working for that particular school, then yeah, that's something that we have to look at. With BG, I think I'm watching them on tape. They're fast. They're not physically gifted fast, but they're kids that work hard and they look like they're fast. They play fast just because of how hard they work, and that's definitely something that we could learn from them, is to have that sort of work ethic and mentality on every single possession.
I know it's 2 games away, but are you and the team looking forward to that first home game against IPFW?
Yeah, it'll be nice to get here. It'll be really nice to get here and play. And again, we got an opportunity to play BG and have stuff from Pitt on tape, so hopefully we're a better team come Saturday than we are today. And it's all part of the learning experience to get us ready for conference play, I believe.
Coach, you had mentioned before the season started that the offense is going to be a lot more fluid. You're going to rely on the 3 ball a lot more. Obviously, coming off setting the school record for shots attempted, are you satisfied with how the offense operated as a whole? You mentioned that you had a lot of open shots. Just how the offense was able to set up. Are you satisfied with how they were able to do that?
Yeah, I was happy. Obviously, I'd rather not miss quite so many shots, but the execution and get the shots that we took, I was happy with. We did things well offensively. Minus we had a lapse of a couple traveling violations, and some passes that they're just ill-advised. But I thought for the most part we took care of the basketball and we executed of what we were trying to do offensively. And you know, I guess the final part of execution is making the shot, and obviously we beat that horse already, but we want to continue to work on that. But as far as getting to the shot part of our offense, I thought we did a fine job.
How about how the offense affects your rebounding strength, moving your theoretically post-type players out on the perimeter a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives them a chance to use their athleticism. It gives them a chance to pursue basketballs. I think Tiara Jones is one of the best I've seen at pursuing a basketball off the rim. You know, you put Tiara down in the block, locked up with somebody, you take away a lot of her strengths. You know, I mean, she's not going to overpower people, but when she can see it come off the rim and pursue the ball, she does a great job. You know, Brandy's a little bit different story. You know, Brandy's more versatile. She can rebound in the blocks and she can rebound from the perimeter. Against Pitt, it was hard to, I mean, you're looking at a kid in Brandy Brown that's 5 inches shorter than their post player. It's hard for her to really create space for herself down there. So moving around gives her an opportunity to pursue the ball, pursue some long rebounds. You know, with the number of threes we take, we get a lot of long rebounds. So it allows her to do those kind of things as well. And nobody else rebounds the ball for us, so that's all that really matters is what those two do.
You had mentioned.
I was just going to say, can you talk a little bit about the process at point guard, floor general,
Yeah.
leader out there, where you're at with that spot?
It's a process. That's a good way to explain it. You know, we got a couple kids, Macy Nordy, Liz Hornberger, Miriam Jenkins. They're all getting time up there. We're all still trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. You know, and hopefully it's something that we figure out sooner than later. But you know, it's something that we have to address and we have to continue to improve on.
You had mentioned that, you know, the ideal goal is to play your best basketball in January, not necessarily November.
Right.
And obviously Brandy had a good performance against Pitt. And going back to what he said, how crucial is it to get these kind of big name programs early on in the schedule to help these girls kind of realize, all right, this is how the game's going to go, get through that learning process?
I mean, if you can compete against these teams we're playing early in our non-conference schedule, then going on the road in the conference doesn't seem like such a tall task. You know, we're still going to have our hands full anytime we go on the road and with all our conference games, but at least we have something to draw on. We have an experience to draw on. Whether successful or not, it'll be an experience for us either to learn from one way or another. Either things we need to do better when we hit the road, or hey, these are things that worked for us. You know, let's try to do that again when we hit the road in conference play.